July 22nd. Got some indoor stuff that I've been working on, moving outdoors. Rosemary is really hard to get started, but once you get it started, it seems to be able to tolerate overwatering, underwatering. It's got a fibrous stem, kind of like a tree, so it's hard to kill once you get it going, but the germination rates are terrible, so you really need to start like 10 of them and just dump seeds into the little starter plots. I tried initially using this. It's a peat pot. It's made of, I don't know, peat, which I guess might as well be dirt, decomposes into such. Supposedly, you plant your plants in here, and then once it's of a good enough size, you transplant it into something bigger. But the problem is that this little hole at the bottom is the only place for roots to expand outside of this tiny little area. So every once in a while, you get a small pot with a nice big plant, and then you get one of these ones. It's like, that's a bigger pot, but has he even broken through the little peat pot? Perhaps. Oops. Some of these transplants die small for that same reason. I had some, this here's an apple tree. I had a lot more apple trees, and some of them, they wouldn't grow past this hole. And so I tried to just dump them out, but the roots were so stuck into the walls of the peat pot that they pretty much ended up dying before I could really transplant them. So that's cool. Apple tree, lemon trees. A little catnip. Here's some of these worms that get in and bore through the leaves, or the damage from them. A little more catnip, a little more basil. This is a sad basil. I let it get way too tall inside of a hydroponic kit, and then I transplanted it outside. Now it's not doing that great. It's doing all right, but you know. This is all scrap wood. Pretty much all the stuff on this porch, not doing great. Just kind of waiting for him to kick the bucket. These radishes seem like they're doing all right. The stems snapped off in a big rainstorm, but then it looks like they've come back all right. Yeah, I think you can see somewhere along the line here is where it snapped. But yeah, came back. I pulled a lot of these plants because weren't doing well, and then I brought the buckets inside and replaced those plants with trees. So now I have a lot of clusters of apple trees and lemon trees, and I'm just letting them get a good head start before I bring them out here. I mean, those ones over there, those are probably early. A lot of progress on the lawn. You can see we're starting to get these little Bermuda grass sprouts, and really I think I want to just kind of let it go for a minute at first, so that it kind of broadcasts seeds all over this area, and then I get a nice thick lawn instead of this male pattern baldness that I got going all over the place. Oof, buddy. Wear a hat sometimes, but not all the time, because we all know what that means. Oh yeah, a lot of birds showing up to dig through and look for bugs. So there's a lot of holes in my garden, probably because I watered a lot, which leads to a lot of bugs, which leads to a lot of birds. I should just rip and replant. I mean, there's some okra trying to grow there, but what the hell? What is this? Tendrils. Is okra a vine? It's got tendrils like one. minor tomato plant, not doing great. Coming back. Starting to come back. Better tomato plant. That big boy. Went for that to turn red. Little bagel underneath. Asiatic lily. And a new kind of wildflower. It's kind of cool. One of them that I planted drifted over to my neighbor's plot. They'll water that every once in a while too. What else? These yams. I have a regular red potato that I kind of wish I would have just left these yams alone and come in there and just plant that. I think these are, you know what, I don't know what these are. I think these are like sunflowers or something. I keep watering them, but I mean, look at how pale they are. Probably not getting enough sun. That was raw dirt, so I put some wildflowers on it. I don't know. Maybe something will come up, maybe it won't. But my lawn looks greener than it used to. And you see some of those same Bermuda grass sprouts if you get close here. Tiny little things, just starting. So it's probably gonna be a while before they outgrow this bird clover. But let's see if I can get this. This is where the yeah, you can see those ripped up peat pots there. Try to find the apple trees. These three things in the back. Ugh, this is gonna be terrible. Those three. Those are lemon trees, and then the apple trees are down here, but they couldn't handle it. You know, I accidentally ripped all the roots out of them, and that's that. I don't want to walk around too much on this lawn because I'm still waiting for it to really take root, really get going. But we'll check a couple of things. I don't do these garden walks often. Oh, there's another hole in the ground, a little bird. Let's see what we got here. Well, you know, these sunflowers keep sunflowering. Jeez, it's getting up there, buddy. I don't see any, I don't think I see any melons on this vine here. Ho ho, I should train that guy to go up the tree. That'd be fun. Sure enough. Curious. I thought that there was a flower that had a melon on the bottom of it, but oh. Speaking of melons, oh neat, we're starting to get some more flowers. Look, we're getting some flowers out of this little patch here, this little green patch with all the rocks around it. Bing. All right, well, if I could focus on it, good enough. Whoop, man, I don't know if you can see it from the camera, but it's really starting to come up. Great. Rip up some of this bird clover and give them a better chance. Great. Let's see. I got a lot of things that I'm waiting on here. I think there are some pumpkin. Yeah, there were some pumpkin seeds that I planted in here along this fence. Oh yeah, that's why I got all that scrap wood, by the way. And just, you know, make a. It's kind of crappy, but it's good enough for vines to latch onto. So, see, here's the trick. I don't know what pumpkin vines look like when they start to sprout. See if I can capture this guy. I lost him because I was looking through the. It's another thing about this garden. There's a lot of wasps or yellow jackets in it, I think. Not a lot, but some. And originally I wanted to kill them, make a trap for them and get them. But then started reading up on it, and it turns out, A, they pollinate flowers. B, they don't attack unless you attack them or their nest. And C, they prey on pretty much every kind of insect that preys on food. So, you know, keep up the good work, fellas. I'll just step around you every once in a while. Seems like a good price for me. All right. Now I know I have a couple of melons going here. I know we got this big one. Look at that. Whew. Nice, nice. Oh, I think there was a smaller one here, but I must have picked it and thrown it away. It wasn't plumping up at all. They say if you pick early and often, then it makes them produce more. I'm not sure if that's true, but I'm still doing it sometimes. Here I'm stomping on my grass, my brand new lawn. And then this unfortunate fellow, you can see he got eaten up. Step it up, security team. So I am going to pick that one and throw it away. Yeah. Hope that stays there. There was a wasp around here, but I don't see him no more. Yellow jacket, actually. Oh. As soon as I see bugs moving on something, I'm like, oh shit, I gotta get rid of that thing. What if they bite me, or sting me or something? Yeah, those were pill bugs. But still, I don't want them around my stuff. Wow, this is starting to get lush. Right, like all of this. I think that's like a couple okras and a sunflower, obviously. But we also got this thing, which I need obviously to craft some sort of sling for, so that it doesn't just fall down, rip the leaves out, or rip the vine up. There's some more stuff going on here. Got that pea plant, or green bean plant. It's not creating any green beans yet, but you know, sure is a climate vine. Basil's growing tall. I should have cut it, right? You're supposed to, they say you're supposed to cut it when it gets 6 sets of leaves, and then after that, as you want it to, like, pruning it encourages it to be a shorter and bushier plant, so you can do that. But some of these, I mean, before I started this garden, this plot was just dirt and burr clover, so I'm letting a lot of stuff grow seeds. You know, like these coleus plants, I sure like them, and they get bushier and they get prettier if you pinch these flowers off as soon as they start. But you know, I'd rather promote that effect where once you've been gardening for a couple of years, the food just kind of pops up. Like you don't even have to plant it. I mean, you should plant, like you should plant a reasonable garden, but you know, you'll get, you know, I imagine a year from now, random melon vines are just gonna show up. Hopefully we get the same thing with basil, coleus. You know, somebody's gonna move into this place after me. I'm renting this place, it's ridiculous. Somebody's gonna move into this place after me and be like, what the hell? What's this food all over the garden? There's flowers and everything. My lawn's so much better than everybody else's. Maybe. Man, these are, oh jeez, what a stem. What a stem, that's a thick stem. I wish my tomatoes had stems like that. There's the tomatoes, a little spare coleus in the corner. More tomatoes, more basil. That's what they say. You remember that song from the 90s? Low tomatoes, no basil. I don't remember that song. I just, you know, I'm aware of it. More basil. Sunflower. And I think this is going to be a combination of okra and just some flowering climate vines. Melon vines. A little more okra here, a little more okra there. Up, jalapenos. These I think might be some of the best jalapenos I got. We'll see how it works. Vines have absolutely taken over this makeshift fence here. Pretty satisfied with that. Oh, look at that deep velvet flower. I got another one. That's that creamy throat they're talking about on the seed packet. Oh, you gotta stop this before it happens. There we go. Yeah, these vines are so prolific that you know, you gotta teach them things like, don't climb my peach tree or I'll cut your arms off. Oh, speaking of, let's see if I can capture this little lesson here. If I can get this might be dangerous, but oh well. Folks, don't ever let them tell you wasps won't build a nest next to an existing wasp nest. So you can see one next to the bug screen over there. And you can see another one like on the other side of the same, right there. Come on. They couldn't just move a couple feet over? They don't care about other wasp nests or yellow jackets, whatever, man. Frankly, they're buddies of mine. I don't care. Mean as hell, but they keep to themselves. I got no problem with that. And they eat the stuff that eats the stuff that I eat. So, yeah, so this is happening. Maybe it's because I'm watering poorly via a big old water hose that I just blast away. Kind of in an arc so that it falls down. But you can see some exposed roots there. That might be from that big rainstorm, might not. I've covered some exposed roots here with more potting soil, but also these things have thorns on them. What the fuck? Yeah, see, anyway, more exposed roots. I think that down there is parsley or something. This monstrosity here, it's supposed to be a little footbridge. I didn't put much work into leveling it out. I mean, it's not done. This is mostly just me splitting and flattening out some planks. I want to flatten it out and maybe secure these things to each other so that I don't know, you can walk on it. But the main idea was just to have a structure that these vines could grow under. Jesus, I really need to eat breakfast before I come out here. I'm getting lightheaded when I stand up. You like that bridge? I'll just step over it for now. This is more squash, but I think it's a green variety. And then here, boy, big old squash plant. I got a big old squash coming through. It's weird that like the first squash that I got was probably the largest. Well, no, the first squash that I got was definitely the largest. I want to say it got to about double the size of that one. And then I've got some more that are, you know, probably like half the size. Chasing this thing. Yep, that's why I'm chasing it down. Well, sorry, pal. Not really, but you get it. I'm just gonna dry out over there. Melon vine. Oh yeah, my corn has started to corn. There's a lot of ears on these things too. Yeah, I see like 1, 2, 3. And then here we got a couple more. All right, we got 3 more there. Only 2 in that one. But you know, I don't know. Got a good 3 of them over there. But yeah, this is what I'm talking about. I don't know if that was a rainstorm or the way that I water, but the roots are clearly exposed. The pole bean, not gonna happen. Like there's just no way. I think it already died even. Oh yeah, grapevine. We now have a grapevine. I'm pretty sure that's a grapevine. Oh, hey buddy, let me get a good shot of you. Whatever. Still have melon vines climbing the fence here. Still have these 4 o'clocks, I think. I should bump that leaf out of the way so that my yellow jacket friend can get in there. Oh yeah, big tomato plant. Big tomato plant. The least productive tomato plant. Pretty satisfied with these melon vines. You know, they sure do follow the border. Let me zoom out. See if I can. Yeah. Sure looks nice. Yeah, but those wasps, I started being the same way I was with those pill bugs where, you know, oh no, I see it, I need to run away. And now it's like, well, I realize how much larger I am than them. And I realize how hesitant they are to attack things. I think it's just familiarity, right? I heard this sort of thing explained through the metaphor of cars, buses, and stuff. Like, they sure are dangerous. I mean, those things can kill you. And yet, we're around them on a daily basis and never really bother with it. Because, you know, just don't walk in the street, problem solved. We had a pretty big heat wave over the last week or so. And I think production slowed down on a lot of things. I also pulled a handful of green beans off of these things earlier. I also learned that you really gotta, I mean, you want to pick green beans early and often, because if you wait too long, then they dry out and the seeds get big, and it's gross. Like, I don't want to eat it. I think I might grow some pumpkins indoors, just so I can see what the plants are going to look like when they come up. Anyway, there's a sexy panorama. Yeah, I think that's about it.